Hello everyone, so my name is Nur Anak Nabila and I'm from class D. My student ID number is 1232040 So in this video, I'm going to talk about why sociolinguistic matters in education, especially in the Indonesian multilingual classroom context. So I will analyze two case study, a code switching and translanguaging in an English class. And case study B, language and identity in a multilingual school. So the main sociolinguistic issues I will discuss about include code switching, translanguaging, multilingualism, and language identity. So this concept helps us to understand how language used in classroom is deeply connected to social context, culture, and also students' sense of belonging. In Indonesia, students don't just speak one language, but they also use local Indonesian language like Sundanese, Java, and also English for foreign language. So, understanding how students switch, mix, and choose languages is essential for teachers to make the learning more inclusive and effective. So, the case study A, code switching and translanguaging in an English class. Let's start with the case A. In the classroom in Bandung, the teacher begins her lesson with, "Good morning, everyone," and continues explaining grammar in English. But when she sees confused faces, she switches it to Indonesian, saying like, "Kalau kalian masih bingung, ini sama seperti pola kalimat yang sudah kita pelajari minggu lalu." And some students also whisper in Sundanese to help each other, saying things like, "Oh, jadi maksud nama make verb 2." And later, during group discussion, they mix English, Indonesian, and Sundanese freely. This example clearly shows code switching and translanguaging in practice. So, code switching means alternating between two or more languages within a conversation. Here, the teacher switches to Indonesian to clarify meaning and ensure comprehension. Students switch to Sundanese to help peers understand and to build solidarity. Translanguaging, on the other hand, is more flexible. It happens when students use all their linguistic resources, English, Indonesian, and Sundanese, to make the meaning. It is not just switching, but it is also blending languages to communicate effectively. So this behavior shows that multilingualism is a real and natural part of Indonesian's classroom. Students aren't being lazy or confused when they mix languages. Instead, they are using every linguistic tool they have to learn better. From a sociolinguistic point of view, this is a positive thing. Code switching can be a learning strategy that helps comprehension and reduce anxiety. It also shows social belonging. Students feel safe to express themselves in with whatever language they comfortable with. In terms of teaching implication, teachers should not ban L1 completely. Instead, or first language completely, but instead, they can guide students to use Indonesian or local languages strategically. For example, when explaining difficult grammar or during peer discussions, teacher can discuss with the student why they switch the languages, helping them become more metalinguistically aware, meaning that they understand how and why they use the language. So in short, case A shows that code switching and translanguaging are not problems to avoid, but resources to embrace in multilingual learning. And then the next is case B, language and identity in a multilingual school. Now let's move to this case. So this case may takes place in senior high school in West Java, where students from different ethnic backgrounds, Sundanese, Japanese, Batak, and Minang, participate in English Day. So, yeah, some students feel confident in speaking English, but others feel awkward or even get teased for sounding too English. One Sundanese student says, I feel weird speaking full English, tapi ya penting buat practice. So this case highlights how the language and identity are connected. Some students feel that speaking English might make them look arrogant or different from their peers. Others might feel proud because English represents prestige, intelligence, or global identity. So this is where language ideology and power relation come in. English often holds higher status in education and society, while local languages are sometimes feel less prestigious. So, students must balance their desire to speak English for academic reasons with their need to stay connected with the cultural identity and peer group. So, from a sociolinguistic perspective, these show that language isn't just a tool for communication, but it is also a symbol of who we are. Students use language to express their identity, belong, and negotiate social power. For teaching, this means teachers should create a safe and inclusive classroom environment. Students should not be laughed for their accent or for mixing their language, and teacher can encourage them to share their cultural backgrounds, perhaps through bilingual storytelling or cultural projects that include English, Indonesian, and local expressions. By valuing all language, teacher can help students to see that multilingualism is a strength, not something to be ashamed of. This helps them build the confidence and positive identity while learning English. So, for the reflection and implication, from both case A and B, I learned that language in education is not just about grammar or vocabulary. It is about the people, the culture, and also the identity. In case A, I saw how code switching and translanguaging make learning more meaningful and inclusive. But in case B, I realized how deeply language is tied to identity and social relationship. This insight will definitely shape how I teach in the future when I became a teacher. I want my classroom to be a safe multilingual space for students where they can use all their languages to think, discuss, and also learning. I will encourage translanguaging for understanding, but also gradually guide them toward speak confidence in English. And I also pay attention to students' feeling about identity and language use, making sure that no one feels embarrassed for speaking English on, or speak their local language. Ultimately, sociolinguistics reminds us that teaching language means teaching people, and language learning is a social process that reflects who we are and how we connect with others. That's why sociolinguistic is truly matters in education. So that's all the explanation from me. Thank you for listening to my video. I hope that you can get the insight from this. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.